Ashish Kumar. I have secured a rank of 53, and this was my second attempt at the civil services. I come from Darjeeling in West Bengal, and I am an economics graduate from the Delhi University from Shahid Bhagat Singh College. And I decided to prepare for the civil services in the third year of my college, where I realized that I wanted to do something for society, where I wanted that my work should have an impact, and that would give me a great sense of satisfaction. So this is why I decided to attempt for the civil services. However, initially I did not have a lot of guidance, so I watched a lot of toppers talks and tried to form my own strategy. However, despite all this, I could not clear the first prelims itself, and I'll be talking about that later. What mistakes I made in my first attempt. However, I would like to give a step-by-step strategy regarding the whole UPSC preparation. For the prelims, what my strategy was that I will do one basic book for each part, be it history or culture or economics. I would just stick to that book itself, and no matter what the other candidates were studying or what the other students were studying, I would not change my source at all. And another thing I would focus on is multiple revisions. Just keep reading the same thing again and again. It may seem very boring, but that is the only way you will get a good hold of the concepts. And another thing you need to do, to properly understand, what questions are coming and which parts you need to focus on better. You need to see the previous year questions of the prelims every day. Like I used to devote around 20 to 30 minutes for the last 5 or 6 months before the prelims to look at the previous year questions. I would try to solve them, and even the other options, which are not obviously not the answer. I would search for them also online, because many times questions will come from there as well. And have a look at this yourself. You will notice that UPSC asks questions from its other options in the prelims questions also. So I did this, and after this I also practiced a lot of mocks. Like I gave around 60 mocks for the prelims. And you don't just have to give the mocks, you also need to basically analyze what mistakes you made and why you are making those mistakes. Is it because of a lack of knowledge? Is it because of a lack of analysis, or was it simply because of a lack of concentration, that there was a lapse of mind? And you need to focus on correcting that when you get the next test. And another thing you need to do is that you will get a lot of new information from the test series. So what I used to do is that I used to create a special folder for a test. I used to use OneNote for note making. However, if you are not comfortable with the digital format, you take one A4 size sheet, and what you need to do is that of one question, if you made a mistake, just write, or if you get some new information, write it in 2 lines, such that the whole test solution should come within one A4 size sheet itself. Like this you will have around I had around 50 to 60 sheets you will have, and you can actually revise them in the prelims. So this would be my strategy for the prelims, that less resources, analyzing the previous year questions, as well as continuously solving mocks, and most importantly assessing yourself. That are you improving with each prelims test, or are you keeping on making the same mistakes again and again. So this needs to be a focus on the prelims. With regards to mains, I had a very specific strategy for the mains. If I come to GS1, I had history as an optional, so half of my GS1 would be covered from there. For my geography, I did only the 2 NCRTs of class 11. I did not do the NCRTs for class 12. And for society, what I did is I bought some material from the market, as well as used the internet in order to create concise notes on everything. Be it topics like women, urbanization, communalism, regionalism. I had proper topic by topic notes of everything, and I had revised them again and again. That I will use these in the mains answers if the questions come. And after that, for GS2, for polity, I refer to the standard sources, that is Lakshmikant. I did that again and again, and I also kept seeing the previous year questions. So that I get that mindset while reading Lakshmikant. That I am not simply trying to remember the facts. I am also trying to understand what type of mains questions may come, and how I better and properly analyze them. And apart from that, there is also governance. For governance also, I use the internet extensively, as well as certain material from the market, and I made my own notes for every every topic in the syllabus, I had short notes and I had revised them multiple times, so that I can properly reproduce them in the exam. For international relations, what I did is I made a framework for international relations. That international relations can be on security, on trade, on investment, on maritime cooperation, on energy. I made 12, 13 dimensions, and I thought on these lines itself and made notes for the major countries, be it neighbors or US or China. So by this I had like basically information for all the major countries, and I did not have to look for a lot of sources. For GS3, the first part would be economics, and economics is my graduation. That really helped me in economics, and I already had a fair understanding of economics. For agriculture portion, again I used the internet. I made proper notes for everything, be it irrigation, MSP, PDS, or whatever the other topics that are there. For science and tech is mostly internet based, so you cannot actually prepare something static for it, so that I relied on the current affairs material. And after that we have internal security. For internal security, again I referred to material in the market, and I made my own notes. This was the unique thing that I did. I made notes for everything, so I had very concise and very short notes for each topic and each word in the syllabus, with proper data and whatever value addition that would give me an edge over the other candidates. For GS4, what I feel is that candidates unnecessarily read too much, when it actually tests your conceptual understanding, and how much you can relate it to your life or to events that have been happening, across the globe. So for ethics, what I did, I took all the words in the syllabus, and I would take a A4 size sheet. I would search for a simple definition online, which I can actually remember, because I didn't have a very good memory. So I had to see an easy definition which I understood, which I could write in the exam. And then I would just think, in my free time, or when I was sitting, I would think of what does this word mean for me. If I'm writing a note on integrity, what does integrity mean for me? When have I shown integrity in my life, or when have great personalities shown integrity? When has Gandhiji shown integrity, or when has Abdul Kalam showed integrity? So this way I made 3 or 4 examples for each word in the syllabus, so that I don't have to think on the exam itself. And I used these examples only in the exam. And for the case studies, I didn't do a lot of practice, but I did practice. In case studies, I tried to be as practical as possible. If you write a theoretical answer, I do not think the examiner will be impressed. As you are going to be a future administrator, you need to know the ground realities, the constraints that are there on the ground, and you need to work on those lines itself. And this was my focus in the ethics paper, to make it as fresh as possible. I tried to bring my own approach into the ethics paper, and I think this helped me in the whole mains. And with regards to answer writing, I didn't do a lot of answer writing, as I was confident in my answer writing ability. However, what I did do a lot of mental answer writing. Whichever, if I saw any question or any previous year question, I would try to think that, how will I start this question? What will I write in the body? What will I write in the conclusion? And for this, the toppers interviews helped me a lot in this, and especially the copies as well. You get to know what they are writing, why they are writing, and what mistakes am I making, while basically writing the mains papers. And with regards to time management, initially I did have a problem in time management. When I started writing tests, it would take me around 3.5 hours, and the first test I remember, it had taken me 4 hours. And I had thought that, how will I actually complete the GS papers, and this test was around 2 months before the mains. That really got me worried, that how am I going to complete the paper. So for this, what strategy I had made is that I would allot strictly 7 minutes for a 10 marker and 11 minutes for a 15 marker. And no matter if I haven't, as people say, that many people say you should fill the pages. I do not subscribe to that. In 7 minutes, even if I'm writing 1 page, or if I'm writing 1.5 page, I would leave it at that. I would conclude and end the question. And this way I could complete all the papers, be it in the GS or the optional. I did leave 1 question in GS2. However, I had no idea at all of that question. It was not due to the paucity of time, or due to the time management. And this is with regards to the mains preparation. And I would also like to talk regarding the interview preparation. interview, I believe, is a very important stage in the exam. It can really make or break your whole preparation. If you don't do well in the interview, there are very high chances that you will not make it to the list as well. And even if you have done very well in the mains and you don't do well in the interview, you will definitely not get a top rank. You may get one of the lower ranks, and you will prepare again. So I had a special focus on the interview. So for the interview, what I did, firstly I filled my DAF very carefully. You cannot make a mistake in your DAF. If you write a even a spelling error, that will give a very bad impression to the board. They will think that what a careless candidate this guy is. And this has happened with few of my friends. It really gave a bad impression. So take some time, talk to seniors, and properly fill the DAF. You should know what you're filling, why you're filling. And what I would suggest, do not make your DAF very don't try to show all your achievements in the DAF. Make it limited. For example, I had put two achievements, two sports, one sport, two hobbies. So this way I had a limited things to prepare, and these were things that I actually had an interest in. So I properly prepared. I prepared it in a lot of detail. For example, my father works in the tea sector, so I had prepared tea very extensively. I had even prepared why the Kenyan and the Sri Lankan tea industry are doing well. I had got into, and you have to go into that depth to properly impress the interview board. And also I prepared my hobbies also very well, and my graduation was also economics. So I had to it mostly comes from current affairs itself, if you have economics background. However, you do need to see major theories, be it Keynes or Friedman. So I did focus on that. And coming to the current affairs part, which is very important for all the stages. So what I would recommend is that read the newspaper. I have even read the newspaper one day before the prelims and one day before the mains, because I feel it gives a freshness to your answer. You get the latest examples, because everybody is studying the same material, they will write the same thing, and why should you get extra marks for that if you write what everybody else is writing. So newspapers will give you that extra. You will get those new examples, be it in the prelims, in the mains, and the interview. That is very important. And for the interview, what different you have to do, that you have to read more newspapers, to get more diverse viewpoints. Otherwise, if you simply read one, you may get, there may be some biasness, and you may not even notice it. So I used to read 3 newspapers: the Hindu, the Indian Express, as well as the Mint, and sometimes also the Hindustan Times for the interview. And I read these very extensively and with a lot of details. I used to make short notes of these topics. For example, the Indo-China border issue was in news. The Indo-Nepal border issue was in news. So I prepared them really extensively for the interview, and this really helped me in the interview. And for the interview, I would suggest do not try to cram stuff. I would suggest try to properly analyze what you are reading, how you will answer. Try to think of that also. If the teacher asks you a certain question, how will you respond? How will you put your points? How will you show him that you're not simply a bookworm. You actually know how to analyze. And another thing is to remain calm. You have to remain calm throughout the interview. They will try to push you, but you have to show your calmness and accordingly give a good answer. And don't give a theoretical answer. You have to give a very practical answer, which I tried to do in the interview stage itself. This was my overall strategy for prelims, mains, and interview. And there also I would like to talk to the candidates regarding the common mistakes that are made during this preparation. The most common mistake, and which I did myself in the first prelims, due to, first attempt, due to which I could not clear the prelims, was focusing on extensive sources. And I focused on too many sources. I had 2 or 3 books for each subject, and this really cost me in the end. I could not revise, nor could I remember anything, and due to which my performance was not good in the first attempt. And another mistake students do is that they do not analyze the previous questions. UPSC does have a pattern. You can find out from which, for example, if you see the polity questions, you will know UPSC asks a lot of questions from parliament, fundamental rights, precedents. You need to have this smart approach, because everybody is working hard. There are at least 20 to 30,000 very serious candidates. What sets you apart is your focus. If you are spending 1 hour, you should know exactly why I'm spending that 1 hour. What will I get out of it. You must have a very specific and targeted focus on certain parts of the syllabus. And thirdly, I also see a mistake that candidates make is regarding the answer writing. Answer writing also, firstly, a lot of them don't practice. Even if you practice only one question every day, practice one question every day, and I would suggest, properly analyze it. Give it to a friend so that you get a second or a third opinion, because often one cannot see his own mistakes, and somebody else can point them out better. One more issue I see with answer writing is that people simply keep writing. They'll write 5 every day, but without knowing what they've done wrong and how they need to improve. So even if you write one question every day, what matters is you should know what you've done right while writing that question, what you've done wrong, and that mistake you need to improve the next day. It should not happen. Like with, even if I wrote very few answers, I wrote a few tests only. I could write only 6 tests for GS, but I improved with every test. I know exactly what I had done wrong in the previous test. I ensured that that mistake does not happen. And finally, one more mistake candidates make is that they follow the toppers' talks blindly, and I would not suggest that. Everyone has their own strengths, everyone has their own weaknesses, and you need to, you watch the various toppers' talks, but pick and choose. What part of their strategy do you think is useful for you, and what part of their strategy is actually will bring you results. So you need to be very selective in your approach. It is your time, it is your resources, and you cannot simply let somebody simply blindly follow somebody else's strategy. So you need to be very careful with that. With that, I would like to wish all the aspirants best of luck. Keep working hard, and always remember your loved ones who have made so many sacrifices for you, and keeping that in mind, give your best, and you will